So the book I chose to use for my midterm is One Cent, Two Cents, Old Cents, New Cents by Bonnie Worth. It's a cat in the hat book, so it's a lot of fun to read and extremely entertaining. I chose this book because it is Cat in the Hat, and it's very popular among children, and the books are usually quite easy to understand and extremely entertaining. Um, and I'm planning on using the book in a second grade classroom, just because it's that perfect kind of level of understanding for the students. So what do my students need to know about the topic, and what pre-existing knowledge will I draw on, and what information will I provide? So the students are going to need to have a basic understanding of what money is and be able to identify various pieces of U.S. currency. This way, when I introduce the topic to the students, they're not going to feel as though they're completely uninformed and know nothing about the topic at all. So they're also going to kind of need to know when mom and dad go shopping, what are they using, or why are they using it? And we'll get more in depth on that as we go on. And then I'm going to draw on experiences of shopping with mom and dad for, say, groceries, shoes, clothes, a car, anything like that that the parents will have to pay for either on a credit card, a check, or in cash. We're going to talk about why credit cards and checks are okay even though they're not money, because it's not mentioned in the book. That'll be something we talk about in the beginning on how you put your money in the bank and it is safe there, and when you pay using that credit card or that debit card or that check, it's pulling the money that you put in a safe place out to use. We'll kind of talk about that more and see what the students know and understand about that topic. And the information that I'm going to provide is I'm going to bring in different currencies from various countries, whether it be printed off or currency that I have from traveling. I really want my students to be able to see that currency looks different from place to place, and we'll talk more about why it does look different, and just kind of get more in depth on how things vary from country to country. But what vocabulary should I make sure is discussed to help in comprehension? When will I work in the vocabulary, and then how will I help my students master this vocabulary? So I was very fortunate, and there was a glossary in the back of my book to kind of give me some words that I feel like the students might not be able to understand. So I put some of those in my vocabulary, but then I also went through and picked out a couple that I think they wouldn't understand, like a numismatist, who is a person that studies money. I didn't know that, so I think it's a great word for students to learn. The words that I chose are ancient, a BB like a BB pellet for a BB gun, copper, korai, doubloon, jade, and limestone, steel, temple, treasure, zinc, ingots, and then numismatist. So as we read through the book, that's when we're going to talk about the words. I'm going to have a word wall ready, so the students are going to be able to say, I don't understand that word, or maybe I don't know what this word is, and we'll write down the words as we go, and maybe another student knows the word, so I'll ask who knows what this word means, and if they do, I'll write their definition up on the word wall. If they don't know, I'll go ahead and explain it, and then I want them to tell me what I just said and what it means, so I can write their definition up on the word wall. So what I'll do is there's really just a couple of those words that I want them to know, like numismatist, zinc, treasure, steel, copper, and doubloon. Those are 6 words that I think are important, and that'll help them later on down the road. So I'm going to work on those words, working through all of their vocabulary every day, and probably by the end of the week we'll have sent home 1 word a day for the students to kind of work through 1 or 2 words depending on the amount of vocabulary words that they chose that they didn't know. Bring those home and give those to the parents so the parents can understand what we're going through and kind of help explain the definition to their child, just because the parents kind of understand how the child thinks and can explain and relate it to something in their personal lives. How will I get my students interested in or engaged in the book or topic before we begin reading? So as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to bring in the different currencies to show the students and ask the students about what they remember about paying when they go shopping with their parents. We're going to talk about that and kind of mention more again on the checks and the credit cards and the debit cards so they understand more on that topic. I will also talk to them about the reward system that we use in our classroom, about how they work for tokens, and after they earn so many tokens, they can trade those tokens in for something more desired. I think that's a great presenting this to them is a great way to present and relate to shopping with mom and dad, and how it's kind of like buying things, and how it differs according from place to place, because out at Kroger or at Publix, you can't use tokens, but you might be able to use tokens somewhere else besides the classroom. Just like how you can't use U.S. currency in India, and you can't use Indian currency in the United States. I really want them to have an understanding of how it differs from place to place. What skills will I focus on while reading this book? So I'm going to focus on the skill pre-reading. So what we'll do is I'm going to present various small paragraphs that talk about a certain topic about money, such as the U.S. Treasury or minting process, in a very broad manner so they gain an understanding of something that's not talked about too much in the book. I want them to have a broad understanding, not so much just because they need to know it, but just because it might be something very interesting to them. It's super hard to explain, sorry, but I'm gonna have, and that I'm also gonna have paragraphs that explain how money differs from place to place, and I'm really focusing on this topic because I feel like students, especially in second grade, that's kind of a hard thing for them to fathom outside of their bubble of like the state they live in or the United States. They might not understand how something's different and that things are different and that it's not all the same and that you can't use the same money everywhere because every place is different. I'm also going to use responding. So once we read the story, we're going to have a whole class conversation where the students are going to pose questions that they might not understand or they think someone else might not understand. I'll then ask either that same student or another student to answer that question. And I'm also going to pose some of my own questions to kind of really get them critically thinking about why do you think a temple was kind of the first bank system? What do you think the purpose of that was? Just to really get them questioning what we read, and maybe it's something they want to learn more about. So after we have about a 10-minute talk, we're going to go ahead and go back to our reading logs and write at least 5 sentences either on something they learned, something they don't quite understand, a question they might have, or something they're interested in learning more about, so I can present that to them later on in the week. And finally, would I use this book in my classroom? What types of students might enjoy reading this book? I would absolutely use this book in my classroom. I think it's a great, easy, and fun way to talk about money, where it started in other little pieces of information on money. I think any type of student could enjoy reading this book because it is a simple book. It does present information, but not in an overwhelming manner. It's easy to understand, and afterward the student will be able to present their learned information to someone else. I think it's great for all elementary age kids, and also for like a special education classroom in middle school where they're presenting money and learning about it. I know my special education classroom is talking about money right now with some of the students, and I think this could be a great book to kind of help them understand a little bit more. Even if they don't remember it all, it kind of reminds them how things are different.